Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley Podcast, episode number 244. This week, Hearts travel to Vienna with their UEFA Conference League qualification tie still firmly in the balance after a 2-each draw last week at Tynecastle. To discuss that and everything else that has happened since we last saw you, as ever, I'm Daniel McIver, joined by Adam Kennedy. Adam, how you doing? We were just saying before we started recording this, it feels like it was a lifetime ago that this game actually happened, but it was only Thursday.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It feels like it was absolutely ages ago, and yet by the time that the return leg comes around, it'll be less than a week after it's played. So how has that happened? I don't know. I think the whole kind of midweek and then no weekend fixture thing has just thrown everybody off. So it was nice to not have my weekend ruined by Heart Midlothian Football Club. But equally, it wasn't really made by, a late winner or like, I don't know, some dramatic result or, other people's misery. So yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm looking forward to obviously this second leg. Because I think ultimately it's a bit of a win-win situation for us, really. We either qualify and take home a nice payday and the fans get lovely trips to the arse end of nowhere to cheer on Hearts. Or we crash out of Europe, albeit in rather embarrassing fashion because it'll be three competitions back to back to back. But that may help us out domestically. So, yeah, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, McIver. Not really about the second leg, but kind of about the general situation. How are you doing?
I'm good. Football was very essential to my weekend because, as those who have been listening to the podcast long term may know, I always do a bet of just I stick a fiver on 8 games in England's League One and League Two, four for me, or sometimes six or eight. And basically just pick 3 random games, don't look, and just say both teams to score. Like I literally just don't check what ones I'm hitting yes on until I finish the bet. So I can't let myself go, what has Plymouth's recent games been like? And I thought it had all been a disaster because they all came up except for Blackpool and Stockport. Blackpool, however, were 2-0 up in the 95th minute. But then Mikael Mandron for Stockport
Of all
jumped up
people,
with a consolation goal that sent
very
the
nice.
Stockport fans mild and me crazy because I ended up getting 150 quid or something like that off a fiver. So I had a great
Very
weekend
nice.
thanks to football. But,
At Middlesbrough, you've got blood on your hands for busting my coupon at the
oh
weekend.
no, really?
Disgrace. And
Oh.
don't even get me started about fucking Bristol Rovers the week before, but that's fine. I'm not here to talk about either of them.
It is
Bristol
my
Rovers,
favourite thing.
£700 they let me down for across two different bets. Dickheads.
Oh my god. I love that way. It's
Hey
just like
ho.
you suddenly get a team that you suddenly hate that you would never previously hate before. It was almost
Now,
Stockport hate watches for
well,
me.
that's it exactly. Now I'm just anti-gas. Like I just can't be bothered. Can't be doing with them.
But the much bigger teams play in Europe. So get that out of your English lower leagues. And there was quite a few Scottish teams playing in Europe on the same night as Rangers, Hearts, Motherwell, and Hibs were all playing. Hibs were, weirdly enough, the only away team. Everybody else was at home. So a mini around the grounds for you this week. Obviously, we'll speak about our game in depth. Rangers, once again, not very convincingly, ran out 1-0 winners against Jablanek, however you say it. Cammy Devlin got sent off, and it was the main thing that I think folk were cheering alongside James Wilson's raker at Tynecastle. Motherwell got off to the dream start against Freiburg
Couldn't
within
believe that.
1 minute taking the lead. However, they also went down to 10 men and eventually lost 3-1 to the Europa League finalists, Freiburg. And
What a
Hibs,
sentence that is.
mad. Hibs, as I say, the only team away from home, and a very, very good result went away in Belgium to Ghent. Missed a penalty, but 0-0, all to play for at Easter Road in a game that I now think they will win and get into Europe. What did you make of the other 3 games in Europe concerning Scottish teams? Oh, and also Celtic played Lask and won comfortably, but nobody cares.
Nobody cares about that. That should have been us. First of all, Hibs, yeah, an annoyingly impressive result. But that'll make when they crash out by a goal, having missed that penalty in Belgium, all the more sweeter. Let's hope that I'm merely speaking that into existence because they haven't played European group stage football, and I'd kind of like to keep it that way if I'm honest. Motherwell is just the luck, or in this case, the unluck of the draw. Nice moment for the fans, and to be fair, I think they caught kind of like the pitch side cameras caught
Yeah,
like amazing celebrations from the supporters. But I mean, they'll still get a fantastic trip to Freiburg, which is just insane.
yeah.
But yeah, they and us have definitely been the ones kind of shafted most by the draws. Um, I, I I'm kind of worried because I don't think Rangers are really that arsed about Conference League football. I think their fans are kind of more hoping for a decent showing domestically. Granted, they're already 5 points behind Celtic, but I, I, I kind of want and need them to go through to play kind of these Thursday Sundays. Do you not kind of feel the same
Yeah,
way?
yeah, definitely.
So
However, I think
the fact that
McInnes
they're
would get
obviously
sacked if he didn't get European football, which would be quite funny.
no, so they would definitely need him to get through because I want to see
Yeah, we
he,
need to
Tammy
keep him
Devlin,
there.
and Lauren Shankland for that game, which is what October is it?
October the 28th.
October the 28th. Yeah, thank you. So yeah,
It's in
that's
my
obviously
calendar.
if Cammy Devlin doesn't have a ban by then,
Yeah.
given that atrocious challenge. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I'm a wee bit worried that Rangers might not necessarily see that out, but I mean their opponents were absolutely crap by all
Yeah.
accounts, seemingly. So I mean, if they don't, it's a complete and utter riddy. Um, but yeah, it's a real kind of mix of emotions. I feel sorry for Motherwell. Obviously, hope the Hibs get beat, and kind of want Rangers to finish the job. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird range and a weird kind of predicament that we find ourselves in.
It is
What's your
certainly.
thoughts?
I would agree. I do think Hibs will now win.
Do you?
Easter Road, yeah. I just think
I
if
really hope not.
I've not seen anything from the game because I was at our game, obviously, but from the reading about it, the Belgians just didn't seem up to much, and that was at home. So
I mean, imagine if Hibs make it and we don't. That would just be the ultimate embarrassment.
but then it's fine because we'll be selling Braga for double the amount of money you get for being in it, and then we'll finish second or something this season as they finish eighth. So it's fine.
Well,
We've
I was
seen
gonna say,
how
I was
many
gonna say,
times have we seen
yeah,
group stage football, man?
they would be fucked. But
Yeah,
I think they'd take that almost for the cash and then to
maybe.
just go again next season. It's mental how Scottish clubs just write off the season and they've not even reached September.
It's like, oh, we've got
But
Europe. That's it. I'll see you next year.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
See you in February and March
yeah,
when we're scrambling around
exactly.
for points.
I would agree with you though, in general sense, and it is just a weird time to be a Scottish football fan right now. We're the only nation left in these qualifying points with all the representatives still in it,
Wow, I
which
didn't
is
even know
mad.
that.
Yeah,
Well, and you couple that with obviously Sebastian Pocognoli's like unveiling as the Scotland manager, after he, was in the Hearts frame. We basically put him there.
yeah, pretty much.
And Tony Docherty and Stephen Naismith today
Yeah,
unveiled as the under 21s management team. So yeah, a really bizarre but kind of cool time to be a Scottish football fan, particularly if you're of a Maroon persuasion, obviously.
well, it was certainly an interesting lineup that started against Rapid Vienna last Thursday because there was six changes to the side that ran out 6-2 winners against Inverness at Tynecastle. Borchgrevink, Kyrgiota, Magnuson, Guendouzi, Mato, and Bassi all left and came in Altena, McEntee, Spittle, McPake, Kabore, and Braga, which meant Hearts lined up in the classic now 4-2-3-1. Bo Royce in goals, Altena at right back, McCart at left back with the back two, of Stuart Finlay and Ocean McEntee. A midfield two of Tom Renault and Blair Spittle. James McPake on the left, Calvin Miller on the right, Claudio Braga in behind Pierre Landry Cabore. What did you make when you saw the team? Because most people just looked at Kabori, I'll be honest, and Kajota. They were the kind of two names on the Ks. Don't add a third one, just the doubles. They were the main talking points of the team news. What were you on that same wavelength, or were you looking at like Jamie McCart panicking?
No, I was on that same wavelength very much as your kind of overall tone suggested there. Kabore was the surprise inclusion, because yeah, that was a bit of a wild card out of nowhere. Um, in terms of kind of that back four, I think Jamie McCart at left back is a really funny one because he's actually looked
It's
not
just
too bad
working,
out
isn't it?
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
it's weird.
how has this happened?
I don't know.
Um, obviously he trusts Alton, I think, more than Borchgrevink, but I don't know, the goal against Cali Thistle, did you maybe think that he could have then pushed for a place?
Yeah, maybe
Possibly.
go
Stuart
on an
Finlay
assist.
was arguably at fault for both Cali Thistle goals, but finds himself in the starting 11, and it's like, okay. Oisin McEntee is pretty much first choice because he's been nothing short of magnificent in that position. Renault, again in the middle of the pitch, is first choice. He loves Blair Spittle, and I think we basically said that Thomas Magnuson hadn't covered himself in glory in that cup tie, so that was kind of understandable. And then the three in support of Kabore, McPake and Miller are a real handful. I see Andy Halliday is wanting both included in the next Scotland squad. So that would be intriguing. That would be interesting. Do I think both will make it? Probably not. But I kind of hope that that is again to our benefit.
Yeah.
I'd be devastated for them if they didn't, because I think both ultimately deserve it with kind of their early season showings. Claudio Braga will just be here forever at this point, I
I
think.
hope so.
And yeah, I thought that he might be tempted to chuck wee James Wilson in from the start after that goal against Inverness, but I'm sort of glad that he didn't now, um, because obviously it's panned out the way that it's panned out. Um, yeah, Kabore. I just there's aspects of my life at the minute that I'm finding really challenging and that are ultimately testing my patience. Pierre Landry Cabore's inclusion up front could be in and amongst that. That's kind of how
What
I
a
feel
guy.
at present. I can't help but love him. He's just one of these screwballs that we always seem to have at least one, and he is very much of the complete cannon mold.
Yeah.
So I can't help but root for him. But by fucking God, does he make it difficult? So yeah, that's
Well,
basically how I felt surrounding the team.
the whole Hearts team made it fucking difficult to support them in that first half because this was easily the weakest first half of Rankin's tenure.
I would argue bar one candidate.
Yes, I know. I realise who you mean now. Yeah, because
And let me section it, McIver. He's the only non-outfielder. That basically
yes,
narrows it down as to who I'm going to wax lyrical about here.
and the first three highlights, he's at the centre of them all. To be honest, because yes, I think so far it's been a weird time for Bo Roos at Hearts because I don't think we've really had a game yet that actually tells us much about him. Because the Aberdeen game, he concedes two late ones, but they're
They're basically
so.
the only two shots that he faced.
Yeah, exactly. Sturm Graz is Sturm Graz. Benfica, you can see in loads, but it's Benfica. And I think
Well,
everybody was
Sturmy
going,
didn't feature, did he? It was Swallow.
oh, of course, it
Still
was
Swallow at that
Swallow.
point.
Yeah, of course.
So as you say, you've got Aberdeen in the league opener. You've then got the Benfica matches, which is
Which is just,
brutal.
yeah,
You've got Inverness, where again, I don't think the defence really covered them in glory. The clean sheet against United, where they didn't
he
threaten
didn't have
at all and
anything
were
to do.
terrible. Basically, yeah, exactly. So this has kind of been I was going to say the first real test. Obviously, Benfica's the real test, but this was kind of the first glimpse into what he's capable of against a fairly evenly matched opponent. You could argue, and obviously is reflected in the scoreline. Um, and I think we've basically got him to thank for it being that way.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
Because
kind of the overriding feeling.
8 minutes in, Vienna play it out wide, then cut through the middle, play a couple of intricate passes, and eventually have a shot pretty much on the penalty spot. But Roos, Roos,
Unbelievable.
Roos blocks it in a way that, again, this is big adulation, and it's like it's going to come up more in the next save. That was very like Craig Gordon esque in terms of where you just kind of go, wait, how has he done that? I know it's just hit at him, right? And some people will say this one especially is just hit at him, is the right place at the right time. But the way he actually maneuvers his body means it hits him. It isn't just going straight at. It's like it's going straight at him because of where his positioning is.
I would love to know if that is just kind of a general fling your arms out and hope for the best. I don't think goalkeepers will ever reveal if that is the case.
Yeah.
But there must be a small part of you that just thinks, oh, well, if I just kind of enlarge myself and try and get something on it, then I have a chance. And obviously, he's a tall, imposing figure as is anyway. Um, so it is just pure instinct, pure reaction,
Yeah.
and just somehow claws and beats, a good few of these away.
And then 4 minutes later, I will happily say this. Borus makes one of the best saves I've ever seen at Tynecastle. And
Incredible.
I didn't realise it was as good as it is in real time. I thought it
Neither
was
did I.
excellent. I thought it was a really good save. And then you see it back. And Rapid Vienna cross it in. And the striker heads it low, down, into the corner. Again, pretty much on the penalty spot. And Roos not only gets a hand to it, and you're just saying about like, is it deliberate or not? I don't know if this is deliberate or not. But when you watch it back, the contact he makes puts backspin on the ball, so
Yeah.
it bounces on the line and then as a result bounces forward out the goal as opposed to just bouncing in. And that, everybody's been saying it, that is a Craig Gordon level save. Gordon's probably still had
Phenomenal
about
save.
10 that are better, but still, like,
Give him
that,
some time, to be fair.
yeah, that is just an outstanding save. And one of those where you go, God, this guy is this young. He's this confident in himself. To be a sweeper keeper, you have to be very confident in your own ball playing abilities and just general confidence. I think he's looked great so far, which is weird to say from a neutral. If you just looked at our score lines in games, you'd be like, what? He's conceded about 12 goals, but I don't think he's really at fault for any goal he's conceded.
No, no, he's not had a clanger yet, and let's hope that continues, obviously, on
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Sorry, Bo, we've absolutely
Yeah.
knackered you here, mate.
Um, but I do agree. I also think with kind of all the uncertainty surrounding that particular position in the summer, with Craig Gordon retiring, Alexander Schwallow returning to Germany,
Xander Clark being on the
Craig,
periphery and everybody terrified he might be our number one.
exactly, like Harry Stone obviously going out to air again, Liam McFarlane going like these these kind of characters have been lurking, but he's came in, obviously established himself as the first choice straight away, as we've bought him to be, and it hasn't bothered him, phased him one bit. His missus seems really happy as well. She posts her wee TikToks. I see them all about
Oh, really?
Edinburgh and whatever. Yeah, no, she's quite big on there, and I see he's got a new car as well. So he's loving life. He's
Okay,
the
are
man.
you in the bushes or something?
No, you work when you work in social media. Just I don't know.
Fair.
She's ended up popping up on the TikToks, and you watch them, and
Yeah, fair.
it's nice. It's wholesome content. And then yeah, he was Western Mercedes, Western Mercedes Edinburgh just popped up on my Insta Explorer, and there he was. So yeah,
Fair point.
go on the big man.
Beside the Western Mercedes, where I went to Western Toyota and got my car, slightly different price ranges, but it's fine. Talking about slightly different ranges of quality, Jordi Altena in that first half an hour, good God, because up until the half an hour mark, I think he was our best outfield player because he just looks confident, he looks classy, he looks like he knows what he's doing, he wants to get us forward. And then something happened at the half an hour mark where Jordi Altena turned into Connor Randall or Jamie Brandon. The first of three very loose passes into just the middle of the park happens from Altena, and Adamson's shot is thankfully very tame into Roos's hands.
I don't even know where he's trying to play that. Can I
What's he
just
doing?
say? It's mental. I was going to say that it's kind of offensive versus defensive for him, where he looks really competent offensively, but by fuck defensively, it's just like leaves. I don't know if that's that he's just a victim to the system and the way that we play, but I also feel like he's looked arguably the most comfortable in
I
kind of
want
the
him in the
Wouter
middle of the
Franken
park in the
era.
midfield three.
But who like at the expense of who though?
I would play a 4-3-3. I would just play
Okay.
Braga through the middle, McPake on the left, Kajota on the right, a midfield three of Spittle, Renault, and Altena, with Borch at right back.
And what's happening with Calvin Miller?
Well, let's talk about Calvin Miller just now. I have never seen a more one-sided winger in all my life because I thought he was hopeless on Thursday night playing on the right. He just can't play on the right. He has to play on the left.
Just keep him down the left. Yeah, keep down the left.
You know what? If you go, oh, well, then it's Miller on the left instead of McPake, I'll disagree with you because I'm in love with Josh McPake, as we established last week. But that's fine. Play Calvin. No, actually, no. You play Calvin Miller at left back. I don't give a fuck if he doesn't like it. Play Calvin Miller at left back. There. Miller at left back, Borch at right back, midfield three of Altena, Renault, Spittle, McPake, Kjota, Braga. Let's win the Conference League.
Tap Magnuson off the bench, causing chaos.
Exactly.
Everyone's a winner. And Kabori for the wow factor.
We're sorted Wilson 80 minutes to just score a raker every so often. Tell me that doesn't sound class.
Yeah, let's put that forward to the manager. You need to message Joel Sked or somebody that's in these pressers.
Like,
just ask him that.
Change your entire system, please.
Yeah.
Just come on. I want your Delta in the middle of the park. Well, something that he really does need to change is his set piece coach, because Rapid Vienna take the lead in the 30th minute. Vienna play a short corner, and as it happens, Kabori, and some people use this to batter Kabori, and it's pathetic. Kabori just turns to his team and goes, "Where am I meant to be? Where's anybody meant to be? What are we doing?" It's a short corner. We look absolutely clueless. It's swung in, and their big centre half scores. When you see it back, Stuart Findlay is playing everybody onside by a mile. The defensive line is actually quite good, except for Big Stu Findlay, who could have foresaw another goal to be at fault for him. Honest to God, we'll get to it with the equaliser in the 75th minute. This is actually really bad. Something's happened. We cannot defend set pieces. What are we paying this guy for?
Ross Grant, possibly the worst departure that we've had all summer.
100%.
I actually don't think Findlay's at fault here. I can't understand why on earth Tom Renault is the one that's asked to pick up a 6'6" centre half.
Fair.
It's crazy to me. And he just wanders off and just leaves my man unmarked. It's like, what? I can't work out for the life of me what on earth we are doing.
Strict zonal marking. It's unbelievable. Happened in the Benfica game with Spittle, where whoever, I can't remember who it was.
But is it though? Because I don't think like the Aberdeen goal that we conceded, the equaliser at Pataudry, that's just not picking up like runners and your
but
individual
I think that's
men.
because of zonal marking, because they're cutting through the zones and guys are just going, well, they're not in my zone anymore. Like, that's it. That's what happened in Benfica.
So what's the solution? You just simply go man to man.
Yes,
I mean, to me,
stop zonal marking.
To me, the 6'6" centre half should be picked up by Stuart Findlay, surely.
Yeah.
Or somebody that can head the ball.
This is what I'm saying. Spittle was picking up the guy that scored.
The one that's on him.
Spittle picked up the guy who scored the second for Benfica in the home leg as well. It was like Findlay was on him, or whoever, a defender was on him. The guy drifts across clearly into Spittle's zone, and it was like, oh, well, that's it. I can't cover Spittle. Spittle, you just have to do this, mate.
Was that a Longley goal?
Maybe it was. I don't know if it was Longley. I can't mind who it was. But basically, the point is, something's going wrong with the set piece coach, and you can start to 100%. Feel it in the ground. Whenever they got a set piece, you could hear worried murmurs, and that starts to put itself into the squad.
Araujo.
I knew it was. I don't think it was Longley.
Yeah, that's right.
So bad, and it summed up our half up until that point.
Pish. Like, I just don't. I don't get how somebody that can, or kind of a team that has looked so solid in these particular situations and circumstances can then just go so far the other way just because of a change of manager and a loss of set piece coach. Like, surely if you're coming in to kind of replicate, surely you're coming in to replicate just what we did last season that worked so well. I can't. Like, why would you put your own spin on things? It's like we were talking about Motherwell earlier. Jens Bertolascu basically identified his successor and went, "Yeah, he's the one I'd go for." Like, why? Surely you work alongside something that has worked so well previously. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad. However, thankfully, from that point on, we kind of started to come into the game. Finally, there was up until halftime, there was a
I think
trio.
I think because they were happy to let us have it.
It
We'd
was just like,
done
all
next
right,
to
okay,
nothing. They were
whatever.
like, let's
Aye.
see what this mob are made of.
There was a trio of highlights. 37th minute, Jimmy McCart does really well, as we said, to drive forward. He finds Josh McPake, who shoots from the edge of the box, but it's saved by Heidel in goals. 90 seconds later, Jordi Altena does excellently well to drive forward, but his pass to Kabore was just behind him. Eventually, Braga picks it back up and shoots from a really narrow angle, and it's actually just past the post. And then right on halftime,
That
Josh
was some
McPake
effort that
again.
from
It
Braga.
was ridiculous. Josh McPake
Kabore,
again. All right, okay, let's talk about Kabore now because he's about to. Nothing happens
my
involving Kabore.
goodness.
See, in the first 10 minutes, I thought Kabore was really lively because he was full of energy. He was closing down. He was trying to just make
Up
things
and at
happen.
him, and
Yeah.
Kabore.
He then, in like the 15th or the 16th minute, got the ball completely stuck at his feet and it allowed them in to have a chance. And I just turned and was like, that negates that opening 10 minutes because, yeah,
Yeah.
nobody's going to remember how he was a bit busy in the opening 10 minutes. You're just going to go, oh, the first thing he did was lose the ball immediately. And it's like, listen, I wholeheartedly disagree with the criticism of him that he's lazy and doesn't try. Right?
No, I disagree with that.
I think that is just a very lazy analysis of Kabore.
I just don't think he's very good technically.
Yeah,
That's
off the ball, Kabore's great. Right? Kabore's everything you want in a ranking striker. He's energetic, he's fucking up for it, he's chaos. As soon as he gets the ball at his feet, he doesn't look like a footballer.
no, he doesn't. And I'm starting to wonder, like, is there a clone that plays for Burkina Faso? I'm certain I've said this at certain points last
Or
season, but
against Tayside clubs.
I am genuinely determined to get to the bottom of this because it has. What do you mean this guy scores goals at international level? He can't possibly. It looks like he's playing with the Timberlands on when he pulls that maroon shirt on because nothing sticks to him. It's like a trampoline touch. Like it's crazy. And as you say, off the ball. Like this he's kind of your peak Jamestown player,
Yeah.
isn't he? In terms of like when they kind of said that they need to be kind of coached and they're like rough diamonds that you polish up and you nurture and you create, a multi-million pound player. He's kind of the epitome of that. And that by God, does he need some work on kind of just basics of a centre forward. It's like
Yeah.
how have you ended up here?
Well, we say all of this, and I do feel for him because I think it has been forgotten. Without him, we don't equalise. Because
Oh, fair point.
McPake does really well and links up with Kabore brilliantly, who feeds him back in. McPake does what he just does, clearly. He's Alan Forrest, but with guile. And plays a low cross across the box and then deflects in for an own goal. Listen, it's hilarious that Josh McPake gets credited with a goal in the ground. But Josh McPake, the minute he went off with cramp, we became a different side. How is he the balls to just go if Rankin start me, and in his first 3 games he gets 4 goal contributions to go, yes, start me. He's great. How have we got him for free?
This is what I want to get to the bottom of. Like, at what point would the penny have dropped for him? Because again, like the start to his career wasn't easy. He'd been kind of out at various clubs on loan. I mean, I think he was playing for Stirling Albion like
Yeah.
3 seasons ago,
It does feel
which is
very
mental.
Shankland-esque in that Shanklin started at a big club, kind of maybe thought he'd made it, then realised, oh my God, no, I've
There's
not. I need
levels.
to
There's
actually,
levels to
yeah,
go. Yeah, again, like Miller's another one where they've gone round the houses and eventually kind of
yeah.
ended up to where they've got to. But yeah, I mean, a free transfer. Sorry, St Johnstone.
He's so
But
powerful. I'm not just going to spend every single week speaking about his calves and thighs, but he's so strong whilst being
strong as an
fast.
ox, and I was about to say, couple that with the fact that he's quick. He is. He's like the perfect athlete, really.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, have they identified that athleticism and gone, well, if you can kind of fine tune your game in the wider area, then again, he's got all the attributes to be a top winger. He is one that could be knocking on the door of that Scotland squad. Why
Yeah.
not?
100%.
So yeah, I mean, it was like a bit of a wild card or just yeah, something a wee bit different. But yeah, does really well for the goal. And again, I like that he's just shoved it in the mixer and just seen what can happen. It's amazing that kind of the simple elements of football seem to have just been taken out of the game. Like nobody seems to cross anymore. It's passing pretty much amongst like centre mid. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of want to tire opponents, whereas he's just like a classic like
I'm just going
chalk
to
on the
run it,
boots
yeah.
type. Yeah, just take a man on every now and then.
Now,
Fucking chuck crosses into the box and just look and see what happens. It's so simple.
I guess the argument is he then broke down and we became worse as a result.
But we wouldn't have hauled ourselves back into the game had he not.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
between the Kabori link up, I mean
Yeah.
that was a sight to behold.
And well, a sight to behold was in the 58th minute, just after we equalised, Kabori came off for James Wilson. In the 61st minute, we got a corner and McEntee heads over. But from then that goal kick, it kind of just ends up at Bo Roos, who just forgets the whole let's play out for the back and do all this stuff we've been doing and just goes, shell it. Shells it up to Braga, and Braga does the thing we saw Braga do all last season, out jump a defender 5 inches taller than them somehow and get a flick on to James Wilson, who is 30 yards out. He takes a touch and in the touch realises, oh, this keeper's actually out a wee bit. And from, as I say, 30 yards, just absolutely pings one top corner. Now, after the Inverness game, James Wilson was quoted as, I don't think I've ever scored a good goal. I think my average distance from goal to touch is 4 yards. I would love to score a goal from outside the box. Adam, will he ever score a better goal than that?
No, he won't. That is outrageous. And you know what's funny? I was sat in section G of the Wheatfield for this match.
Oh,
My,
wow.
my pal Ross had sorted our tickets, like a good like 5, 6 of us that go. So thanks to Ross. So my view was unbelievable of this goal. I promise you, I can still visualize it now. And like as you say, it had kind of opened up for him,
Yeah.
but I never thought in a million years that he'd even try that.
Oh, so that's interesting because he took a touch and I quietly went, he's hitting this. I could tell by the way he was shaping up. I was like, he's going for this. Like,
I mean, eventually you see that that's the case. But I mean, like, I'm talking like when I initially saw the goalkeeper off his line, I thought, he seems a bit far out. Like, don't think anybody kind of is realizing just how kind of off his line the goalkeeper actually is. And then the wee man just picks it up and just like, I genuinely, I'm lost for words. Like, how on earth? Like, what? Like, what do you mean?
unbelievable.
I mean, he is just the boyhood fan, just living the dream.
Yeah.
I felt so sorry for him on Thursday night because ultimately Hearts should be taking a lead over to Vienna,
Yeah.
and it should be a wonder kid scoring a wonder goal, and he's been let down by his teammates. I mean that should be everywhere, and ultimately, it still ended up
It
in like
was.
it's ended up going like viral. But I mean, like it should be a winner. It should
Yeah.
we should be pumped, looking forward to Vienna trying to protect this lead. As it happens, we now pretty much have to win.
Yeah.
So I really, really feel for him in that sense. Like he should be living every single Hearts fan's dream of scoring an absolute raker at Tynecastle in the Gorgie stand and leading us to a European victory, which is very seldom in itself. Um, but sadly, that wasn't to be. But what a goal! I mean, what a moment for him. And he
Yeah.
is now firmly knocking on the door as either a backup option or to potentially even start up front.
Where would you rank them? So we've got just now Braga, Cabore, Bassi, Wilson, and we know that we're going to be having JJ Williams come in as well. We don't know
I,
anything about him yet.
I think he's second only to Braga.
I would agree. I would agree.
And
And it's just wild considering think of him even 6 months ago.
but that's what I was going to say. Like this loan to Tottenham was slewed by a large chunk of the Scottish mainstream media. Could be the best thing
Including
that's
his
ever
own
happened to him.
manager at the
Oh, yeah,
time.
but could be the best thing that's ever happened to him. I
Yeah.
mean, he's come back an athlete, and
Yeah.
he's come back with a little bit more know-how and a little bit more intelligence. I did kind of have my reservations surrounding that initial quote of I don't really score good goals. I'm not asking you to create fucking oil paintings, James. Like they all count. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't care if you score 200 of them.
yeah, sign me up for 150 fucking tap-ins over the next 5 seasons. I'll be there.
Acting as if you've just scored a 30-yard raker. But that's
Yeah, exactly. We'll be celebrating just as much. So you do you.
the guy I sit beside on my right hand side was quite steaming when this went in, but said something that I have thought where he said, celebrate it now because this is the last year we've got of this. I think
What,
he's
of
away.
Wilson?
Yeah, I think he's away at the end of the year. I think he's going to sign a Bosman in January. The only way we can get the extension is if both sides agree to it. And I think he would understandably turn around and go, nah, it's been a few years of just kind of being not properly given chances, or when I was given chances, it was like, hello, James, you're 17. All our hopes rest on you with no
Yeah,
support.
it was really thrown in at the deep end
Yeah,
when you think about it. I, I know, but this is kind of a wider kind of nationwide issue that we have in
yeah,
terms of losing our young talent to primarily England.
yeah,
Yeah, I do kind of wonder if he's looked at Alfie Osborne, if he's looked at Kieran McMeekin and gone,
yeah,
fancy a bit of that, particularly having been at Spurs already. So,
exactly.
oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Don't do that to me, man. Just, oh, please, James, just sign the dotted line.
Just sign a
Another couple of
5 year
years.
extension. Just inexplicably sign that, and then we can get
You're living the
40
dream.
million for
Come
you.
on, it can't be that bad, can it?
Exactly. Well, unfortunately, it was that bad because the only other highlight was in the 75th minute as Hearts failed to fucking defend another set piece. Another corner works its way into the box. McEntee does well to initially block it, but it stays alive and it's fired home by Fumbrandt. We've already went through how bad we are at set pieces, but it means that the tie ends 2-2 on the night, 2-2 go to Vienna. I don't see a world where we get through this, to be honest.
That's the spirit, mate. Thanks for that.
See you next week when
Thanks.
we're out. How are you
There's
feeling?
always a chance.
There is. And listen, they're beatable. I think if it was the reverse,
I think so.
if it was the reverse and we had Tynecastle at home after drawing two each, we'd be like, we've got this.
Oh
We've
yeah,
got this, no
100%.
bother.
But that's where the annoyance comes from, and that we should be protecting a lead going over there.
Yeah.
I did feel as though we had to win on Thursday to take that victory over to Austria.
What do you make of the line of thinking that this actually benefits us? Because there was some people who said that going to defend the league would be a problem because we would just sit in and invite pressure and not go for it. Whereas two each, we need to go. I don't think Franken knows the words sit in. So I think even
No,
if we were winning,
neither
we
do
would
I.
have still gone for it.
No, I think it's going to be an open game either which way. Like if it ended to each again, would anybody really be that surprised?
No.
So I think we've got enough to go over there and cause problems. my worry is keeping the back door shut.
Yeah.
Because as much as Borehouse has been excellent since he's arrived in Edinburgh, um, we're asking a heck of a lot. So yeah, I don't. I'm with you though in terms of kind of Rankin's initial approach. I think he's very much a oh well, if we get the first goal, then they've got to come at us, and
Yeah.
could leave space for us to go up and grab a second. Like you never know. We need a wee element of luck, I think, if we are to if we are to get through. Something that we haven't really had a lot of in Europe thus far.
Yeah.
Could that kind of balance itself out and maybe give us it? I don't know.
We've done it before. We've beaten this team away from home in Europe before. It was an offside goal, but it doesn't matter.
Was it not their rivals?
Yes, but I didn't want anybody to focus on that. Right? Just let the anecdote happen in the way it happened.
We've won in Vienna before under much different circumstances.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why can't we do it again? Why not?
Exactly. What is your score prediction?
As I say, worry about us keeping the back door shut, so we're bound to concede. But however, we will score one more than they will. I will say that we will win 2-1.
I will get beat 2-0 and come crashing down to earth to St Johnstone. Because remember, domestic football's a thing. That's a thing that we have to contend with.
I mean, that will be nice. I mean, if we do kind of crash out, then I just hope that we're kind of weeding out the dead wood and just getting rid of, hangers on, for want of a better phrase. And we can turn our full attention to one game a week. That's nice. So hold on a minute. So in terms of like the overall Scottish picture, Celtic are through in the Champions League.
I think Celtic, Rangers and Hibs will have group stage football this season.
You think Rangers will get through against the Czechs, Hibs against the Belgians?
Yeah.
Motherwell are sadly out in the rest of the year out.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think?
The last season's top three will all make it, the others won't.
Okay. Let's see. But as I say,
maybe it'll just be the Glasgow Giants.
I know, exactly.
The Edinburgh numpties won't, but we'll find out.
We have St Johnstone at home. They're back in the big time. We fucking hate playing them.
Thanks to Josh McPake.
Yeah, exactly. It is Josh McPake against his former club. How are you feeling about this? Saturday, 3 o'clock at Tynecastle. What are you thinking?
There's another bonus if we're knocked out of Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
I fucking hate Sunday games. Yeah, it'd be nice to kick off on a Saturday at 3. And we will kick off at a Saturday at 3 and win against St Johnstone 3-1.
I was going to say 4-1, so we'll go with that. I just think we're just going to roll over teams domestically.
I'd rather a 3-0. Do I see that happening?
Go with that. Yeah. No. There's no way we keep back-to-back domestic league clean sheets. Like, no way. But I will take either of them. Absolutely either of them.
100%.
Right. Well, before we go, as ever, we have the End is Near quiz. And I wanted to make it relevant to the main person we've focused this podcast episode on, James Wilson.
Okay.
So...
please don't be the starting 11 from his debut or something.
I want you, Adam Kennedy, to name the starting 11 from James Wilson's debut. I was there. I don't know if you were there because it was outside my gaff. It was the 20th of January, 2024, Hearts versus Spartans in the Scottish Cup.
Was that James Wilson's debut?
James Wilson came on as a sub in the 64th minute. But what was the starting 11 that day? As ever, because it's a tenable, but there's 11 players, you can get one position free whenever you fancy. But
I don't think I could do this. This is where it's fucked because
it was 2.5 years ago.
The Tottenham game, exactly. I feel more confident about it. That's over a decade ago. Whereas this should be.
We were doing podcasts regularly at this stage, covering this.
This is terrifying. This is scary, actually. I can't remember this. Right.
I'll be honest. I wouldn't have got this. I think I would have got 8 out of the starting 11.
Oh God!
But that might just me being arrogant because I know the starting 11 going into it.
And sorry, you said that Wilson.
He didn't start. He didn't start.
Right. Okay. Oh God.
I
Right.
can also tell you the formation if you want it.
Please, that would be of great benefit.
It was a 3-5. No, a 3-4-2-1.
Oh Jesus. Right. Okay. Um, I actually think it was in this top, was it not?
I think it was. That's so
Yeah.
weird. That was not
Right.
planned.
Okay. As you can tell.
Yeah, by the way, I'm
Um,
telling you, it was a 3-4-2-1, but with wing backs and wingers. I'll even give you that. I'm
I,
even
I,
giving
I
you
I was
this.
going to say because
It wasn't with
I know
two
that
middle
I know
tens.
Frankie Kent scored the winner. I'm convinced that Kenneth Vargas scored another goal.
Are
So
you
it's
going with those
Vargas.
two
It
off
was
the bat?
Yeah, but yeah. I think I am.
Frankie Kent was at left, middle centre half.
Okay,
Kenny Vargas was at left wing.
okay, right. That's okay. That's good. Right. Um, Let me think. Because they scored that world. It was James
Yes,
Cragen.
well done.
Was that past Craig Gordon?
Correct. Craig Gordon did
Yeah.
start in goals.
Gordon. Kent is the middle centre half.
Sorry, Kent was the right side centre half
Kent
according
was
to
the right sided centre
ESPN.
half. Thinking this can't be a game for Craig Halkett, but I'm genuinely struggling to think of defenders in this top. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Halkett.
Halkett was the starting centre of the back
Okay.
three.
Left centre half, I'm not sure on for now. Left
Okay.
wing back,
Hmm.
Alex Cochrane.
Well done. Alex Cochrane was left wing back. I need to make notes of who you've actually said here. Fuck. Craig
Okay.
Gordon, Frankie Kent, Craig Halkett, Alex Cochrane, and Kenny Vargas.
Who
Right.
would have been on the other side from Cochrane? Oh, what did you say the date was of this game? Sorry.
The 20th of January, 2024.
See, because Dexter Lembakisa came in that season, but I don't think he'd signed by this point. So I'm trying to think as to who he would have outed in the team. Come back to that. I've got Callum Neuenhoff in my head.
Okay. Are you going with Neuenhoff?
So I'll go with the Hoff.
The Hoff was on the bench but never made an appearance, even as a substitute.
Okay.
He played the
Um,
next tie at Airdrie, where he was unreal and scored a
he
raker.
was.
I was there.
So was I. That was quite a fun night out,
That was
actually.
class. Craig
That
Halkett
was good
gets an
fun.
assist for 70 yards and then does his hamstring.
That unbelievable ping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Kenny Vargas.
Right wing back, come on. Oh God.
A
Because
reminder,
this was
you have a position that I can just tell you.
I know, but I'm trying to think of it. If it wasn't Liam Bakisa, then who? Oh my God. Because this is obviously post Michael Smith, the GOAT. Oh no. Right, I think about the centre mids. George Grant won
George Grant is the left-sided centre mid.
with Benny Beningame.
Partnering Benny Beningame in the middle
Nice.
of the park.
Okay.
So you need the right wing back, the right winger, the left-sided centre half, and the striker.
And the striker is Lauren Shanklin, surely.
Quite notably, if you remember,
Oh
Lauren
no, he
Shanklin
didn't start.
Lauren Shanklin was hurt, so wasn't in the squad, and it was talking about life after Shanklin. So there was no Lauren Shanklin. You are down to
Who the
one
hell
life.
would have started up front then?
One life, four to get. He's still got his lifeline.
But he's toiling. He really
He's
is
toiling.
toiling.
Striker, right
Oh,
winger.
left centre half. Oh no.
Oh, is he going for it? Remember, you
I was,
kind of got two lives because you get
I
if you get this wrong, you still got another life. You're still in.
was going to say Stephen Kingsley, left centre half.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, I'm going to go for it.
He's completed the back three. Stephen Kingsley was the
Nice.
left-sided centre half.
Okay.
He's got the
Who
right
the
wing back.
hell is the right
He
wing
doesn't know
back?
the right hand side at all. The right winger, the right wing back, and the centre forward. He doesn't know right wing. It's why I like the guy.
So it's anti-right. Oh God. Not get into political debates before anybody starts.
Imagine that in a tenable.
Right. Oh man. I I really don't want this to be Lembakisa, right wing back, but if it's not him, then I'm genuinely struggling. Who is at right wing? Vargas and who? Had Oda, had Oda left at this point? I think he had. He'd been frozen out the picture. Try to think of players in this strip. I know it sounds really silly.
No,
but
that is how I'd do it.
it's like when you see like kits of like years gone by, and you think, who's that player that you think of in the top? Oh man. Who the hell would Wilson have replaced? This is what. Oh God. Because this isn't Musa territory. Because I'm pretty sure he came the season after. Who did Naismith have on the books up front? Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this name out there as the potential winger. Alan Forrest?
Alan Forrest was the right wing back.
Christ, no wonder I couldn't think as to who that was. Right, okay.
Fair play. So he's just got the right winger and the striker to get.
Forrest,
No, actually,
right
no, you
wing
don't.
back.
No, you don't. You've just got one because you've still got your lifeline. You just need to get one of the two.
I know, but I can't think of players in offensive areas now. I think I'm gonna have to leave the striker and ask as to who the hell this right winger is.
The right winger.
I think
You want to know?
Nobody else is popping into my head. Yeah, can you give me the right winger, please, McIver?
The right winger who, on the 60th minute, was replaced by Dexter Lembakisa for his debut
Oh wow.
was Yutaro Oda.
Oh, fuck, man! Oh no!
You would have had it.
I know.
You would have
Just
had it
throw this
done.
away. I'm throwing this away because the striker.
But you've technically got two lives. You've got two shots at it.
I know, but I can't think of anybody, man, in this kit.
Mark De Vries.
If it wasn't Shankland, then we were fucked.
Correct. We needed Frankie Kent and Kenny Vargas to score, man.
This isn't Musa drama, but it's the only one I can think of.
You've got a buffer. You've got a buffer. You
know,
can guess
but...
wrong. This is excellent content, by the way.
I couldn't have planned.
Yes, it is.
So infuriating.
I couldn't have planned this to go any better. That you waste the lifeline. I mean, you literally say, this is Ruben Palazuelos all over again. I've only got one name in my head, but I'm not going to say it, even though I've got two lines.
Because I thought that Oda had been out the picture like then.
Oda...
Oh! Wait, hold on a second. Is the centre forward Kyosuke Tagawa? Please.
He's done it with a life to spare. It's Kyosuke Tagawa. I was going to say the man that I loved.
Yeah, those two, man. Oh, and I'm thinking now, Tagawa, this kit, the Rangers equaliser, like it all makes sense now. Oh, that was stressful.
Very well done. Very well done.
That was tough,
Excellent.
you know. Alan Forrest, right wing back.
Do you want to know a mad stat? Alan Forrest had the most shots in the match with 7.
Jesus.
Like, what?
Oh, we never do things the easy way, do we? Neither this podcast nor the football club that this podcast is
So James
to.
Wilson replaced Tagawa in the 64th minute.
Wow. You said that
Lembakisa.
the Hoff came off the bench.
No, he didn't come off the bench.
Oh,
he was on the bench.
Sorry.
Lembakisa made his debut for Oda, and I remember thinking, he looks tidy.
Anybody else of note? Was there another change?
There was one other change. Alan Forrest came off in the 95th minute.
I'm thinking this is one for like a Barry Mackay.
Wasn't even on the bench.
Was he still?
I don't think he was still here.
Out of the picture by then.
Yeah, he was frozen out of the picture. He was still here. It was Aidan Denham.
Oh wow, wouldn't have got that.
No, not at all. But
Wow.
well done. Very well done.
Oh, that was stressful, man.
Very,
Jesus.
very well done.
And that
But
this like that was only a couple of years ago. Like what? What do you mean?
but
How can I
that's
be toiling?
I'm like that. That's way harder. If you went name the 15, 16 we're playing St Johnstone. Name the starting lineup of the 15, 16 season. I would have been able to do it at a 4-3 game against St Johnstone. I would be able to do
Yeah.
that easier than I would have been able to do that. And I was fucking there. I could see
Oh.
the pitch that it was on from here. And I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Oh man.
But
Oh,
very,
that's
very well done.
relief. That's not
Yeah.
even joy. That's
You did
genuinely
it without
relief that that's
even
done.
losing all the lives as well. That's very
Which
impressive.
I know, but my brain works in such a weird way. Like I just completely forgot Kioski Tagawa's existence.
What I will always say to people, because we see it in the comments, right? Until you're on the hot seat, until there's a red
Oh
light
my
on you,
God, I know.
it's
Jesus.
easy to be sat at home just going, yeah, of course, Kioski Tagawa, George Grant, Alan Forrest playing right wing back. Come on, it's here, it's here. No, sit here, sit with us, and then you can't even remember
so
Craig
true,
Gordon's name.
It's like you know when like these quiz shows, like everybody can play like the chase at home,
Yes,
or I don't know, beat the pundit on Super Scoreboard.
yeah.
Until you actually play it, like the nerves kick in and external factors like 1,000 YouTube subscribers watching, and yeah, just watching me getting a tizzy. It's like, yeah, oh, it's horrible.
And I think it is a fair comparison to the Chase winning tens of thousands of pounds to be able to get the Hearts tenable. But let us know if you manage to get it in the comfort of your own home where you can pause it, look up the lineup, and act smug that you know every single thing.
Against Spartans.
Yeah, exactly. But if you did enjoy it,
Oh,
please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have been watching on YouTube. We're incredibly close to 1,100 subscribers now. Some laugh that literally 7 weeks ago we were just about to hit 600. Thank you so much.
wild.
If you have enjoyed it on a podcast platform, please leave a review on whatever platform you're using. It's massively beneficial to us. Perth to Paisley on all the socials, perth to Paisley at gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can find me sharing Frankie Kent's goal against Spartans at Adam T. Kennedy 98.
We'll be back next week at some point. We haven't quite worked out what day works best, considering we've got a horrific Thursday night derby the week after to discuss,
What is
preview,
this,
and
man?
deal with this. Ish for TV. But we'll cover Rapid Vienna, St Johnstone. There's a high chance, I think, that this week there will be a YouTube exclusive video about new signings, but
A certain American boy.
exactly. Oh god, there we go. Right, there's a sneak peek for that title. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Come on, the Hearts!